Good morning, commissioners on the phone.
Good morning.
Morning.
She's here. Okay. Is Commissioner Roop on there as well?
I am here.
All right. Well, Commissioner Coleman is here in the building, so we will go in just a couple of minutes. She should be right here. We only have like 2 minutes when the announcement came. No. Oh, my bad. Is Judge Clark on the phone? I have not heard. Judge Clark will be on the phone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Hi, how you all doing? How are you? Miss Nancy, hi, morning.
You can go wherever you want.
Yeah, I was looking for a poster.
Oh.
You know, I was raised in the time that you didn't put stuff on the table. How are you?
Good. Good. All right. Well, all of the commissioners are now assembled, so we will go ahead and call the agenda meeting to order. So I ask those who are participating on the call, please mute your phone unless you need to speak. Pretty short agenda today. We have 3 tariffs and new orders, 1 brief case discussion, and some minutes. So first up, we'll look at, we need to approve the open minutes from February 23rd's agenda. You all have seen those. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the agenda minutes from February 23rd, say aye.
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 Those minutes are approved 5-0. We have 2 sets of closed minutes. The first set going back to February 17th. You all have seen those. So are there any additions or corrections to the closed minutes of February 17th? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the closed minutes of February 17th, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those are also approved 5-0. And finally, we had closed minutes on February 23rd as well, so you've seen those. Are there any additions or corrections to the closed minutes of February 23rd? All right, hearing none, all those in favor of approving the closed minutes of February 23rd, say aye.
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 Those are also approved 5-0. So that brings us to tariffs and new orders. First up is file number CA 2022-0185. This is in the matter of the application of Steelville Long Distance Company, Inc., DBA STE Communications, for designation as an eligible telecommunications carrier for the purposes of receiving federal and state lifeline and disabled support. STE Communications filed an application to be an ETC provider throughout the state of Missouri for lifeline and disability support, and they're asked for a waiver of the Commission's 60-day notice provision. STE is already a competitive local exchange carrier in Missouri. Staff recommended that they met both the Commission and federal ETC requirements. No other party opposed or requested a hearing. So I recommend we approve this order version 1, granting the ETC status for lifeline and disability programs and waiving the 60-day notice. Commissioner Root?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I'm in support as well.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 1, say aye.
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 That order is approved 5-0. Next up, file number EO 2022-0190. This is in the matter of the application of Como Electric Cooperative for approval of designated service boundaries within portions of Cooper County. Como's application would permit it to serve a new development in the city of Boonville, which would otherwise be served by Ameren. Ameren intervened in the case and filed a motion for summary determination, to which Como responded. The parties each filed a proposed procedural schedule. So this order lays out that procedural schedule. It sets an in-person evidentiary hearing for May 12th at 9 a.m. And I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Root?
I am supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I also support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye.
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 That order is approved 5-0. Final order today is file number EO 2022-0061. This is in the matter of the application of Evergy Missouri West, Inc., DBA Evergy Missouri West, for approval of a special high load factor market rate for a data center facility in Kansas City. Evergy West filed this request for a special high load factor market rate tariff and requested expedited treatment. The parties entered into multiple non-unanimous agreements, and we held an evidentiary hearing in January. This order approves the exemplar tariff Evergy submitted with certain modifications, as we discussed at last week's agenda meeting. It also directs Evergy to file tariffs under the market rate to be consistent with this order. So I recommend that we approve this order version 2. Commissioner Root?
I will be supporting the order.
Commissioner Coleman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Holzman?
I support the order.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
I also support the order.
All right, all those in favor of approving the order as drafted version 2, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
That order is approved 5-0. That concludes reports and orders. As I mentioned, we do have another case discussion. This is in file number ER 2022-0025. This is an application of Evergy Metro, Inc. to implement rate adjustments, the company's fuel adjustment clause. Judge Clark, are you on the phone?
I am. Thank you very much, Chairman. This case involves Evergy Missouri Metro's interpretation of the Commission's rules related to its fuel adjustment clause. Evergy Missouri Metro believes the Commission's rules allows for it to exclude revenues related to last February's winter storm Uri. The memorandum I've circulated lays out the facts and the parties' positions. The question before the Commission today is whether or not the Commission's rules which allows for the exclusion of extraordinary costs from passing through the FAC, or fuel adjustment clause, also allows for the exclusion of these revenues that would be related to Winter Storm Uri.
Okay. So my position on this, I've tried to be very clear and consistent in my position as a commissioner to just call balls and strikes. And what the statutes say, what the rules say, that is what we are to implement. So as I read this rule, I find it to be unambiguous in stating that extraordinary costs are to be considered, but there is no mention anywhere in the rule of extraordinary revenue. Furthermore, Evergy's tariff actually requires that off-system sales revenue flow through the FAC. So I'm going to agree with staff's position that the revenues should be flowed back through the FAC. Now that said, this is the first time I've seen a case like this or a question on revenues. And as the rule is currently written, I think it's unambiguous. But I would consider potentially a workshop if this is something that's going to be coming up more frequently in the future and something that we need to clarify our rules to address in the future, then I would be happy to explore a look at changing the rule. But as the rule is written, I don't think that we have I don't see any way to include revenues as it's written. So that's my position, Judge. Commissioner Root?
Yeah, I agree with staff's position as well, and your comments. And also, if we were to open a workshop, you could take a look at the percentage of revenues that would be considered extraordinary, because even if you did look at this event, Evergy Metro's annual revenues, it's about 3%. It doesn't hit the 5% kind of the threshold that we have. So for all the things that you said, I will agree with staff's position.
Okay. Commissioner Coleman?
I agree absolutely the same. So I'm in agreement with staff's position and your comment.
Okay. Commissioner Holtzman?
Staff's position.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer?
Yes, I agree with staff's position.
Okay. Judge, I think that gets you what you need. That was the only question.
Yes, it is. Thank you very much, Chairman and Commissioners.
All righty. Thank you again, Judge. So that concludes the other discussion. All we have left today is scheduling. So let's briefly look at upcoming scheduling. Wow, okay. Wednesday, March 9th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday, March 16th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday, March 23rd, agenda at 10:15 a.m. And Wednesday, March 30th, agenda at 10:15 a.m. So that gets us all the way through the month of March with agendas at 10:15 a.m. on Wednesdays. Any comments, questions, or requests regarding scheduling through the end of the quarter? All right, hearing none, no other business coming before the body, we will stand adjourned. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.